Hey everyone. Okay, as you can see we're in the RV. We're just doing a little bit of a cosmetic work, meaning working on the stereo system. The issue we're having, we actually had two issues. The fuse somehow became missing from the stereo we had in here. If you remember, the starter went out on the RV, and I don't know where they were necessarily driving it, if they were driving it through some pretty big bumps or what was going on. But somehow some bunch of wires up here under the dash became loose, and we're tidying a few things up. For a 79, it actually does have plug and play, which is nice. These are all the stereo wires right here and right here. This has two sets of speakers in the front and has two sets of speakers in the very back. I'm hoping the wires in the walls are good, and my plan is I'm wiring this harness right here in. This white part's original to the 79 RV, part of the radio harness, and this side here is obviously, like I said, is the original. And here is my aftermarket side is right here. So this is going to my JVC head unit. The previous head unit was a Sony. We're going to go to a JVC. The JVC has a few more features that the Sony does not have. So here's the head unit right here. Oh, just a plain Jane head unit. The faceplate's right here. So, anyways, we also took out the passenger seat. As you can see, that's where Emily is sitting. It's actually going to give us a lot more room in here, and that wire there she's holding on to is actually for the power seats. Yes, those things at 79, it did have power seats. Just the passenger seat. I don't think the driver's seat had any power options, but it was just power lumbar, and it did still work, which is pretty nice. Also, lastly, what I'm going to try and do is try and find a constant power feed in the dash that works when the inverter's on and when the batteries are connected with the inverter off. Basically, so I don't have to have the key on to run my stereo, which is kind of nice not to have the key on. It's just a feature I kind of want. So when the key's on, I do believe the ignition box has power going to it, and the oil light does come on, and some of the gauges light up. So it'd be nice not to have that live when just want to listen to the stereo. So that's what we're working on right now. For the speakers, there's a speaker up there, and there's a speaker up there. I tripped on a speaker. Yes, speakers, and more speakers. It's alright. Just a quick look inside the dash. There's some of the HVAC piping and some pretty big wires back in there. I will be testing a few of those wires shortly to see if any of them have constant feed, like I said, when we're on the inverter. But that's what we're up to. We might get to some more work on this. I found a furnace. I gotta pull it out of a trailer. I don't know if I'm getting to that tomorrow, which is Sunday, or Monday. We'll figure that out when the time comes. I did have the RV running this morning. Didn't have it running long enough to make heat, but it was quite cold in here this morning, and we're definitely going to need some sort of a furnace. So all the propane is still connected. It's just a matter of getting a furnace and putting the furnace back in and reconnecting the ductwork. And obviously putting a carbon monoxide detector in here. But that's pretty much it. This quick update on what we're working on. I plan on putting a lot of speakers in here and just using the wires that are going to the back and put multiple speakers in so I can hear the music in the back and so I can hear the music up front. And I'm getting rid of the speakers that are on top of the dash. Those are definitely dangerous in their projectiles. So I'll be putting extra speakers up in here, up in the valance. Also, this here is coming out. Yep, my RV does have one of these. This is what partially broke Pug's back when he jumped that RV. Something similar to this. I don't think they had it buckled up into place, or they may have had somebody riding up there. I don't quite remember. They didn't really say. But this is aluminum, so this is definitely coming out. And when we were driving this home from London, it was doing this the whole way. So I don't like it, and I plan on getting rid of it. We also do plan on doing some other work in here eventually. I'll do another video on that when the time comes. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep writing like always, and please try and comment.